Hello and welcome to Kick-Ass Brand Show. I'm Andrei, the founder of Trademark Factory, and today I bring you Spencer Mecham of Buildapreneur. Spencer is a full-time entrepreneur who loves teaching new entrepreneurs how to automate and systemize their business. He firmly believes entrepreneurship is all about lifestyle, not money. As an affiliate marketer, Spencer is one of the top affiliates of multiple software companies and has won multiple Dream Star contests in the journey. His favorite part about affiliate marketing is having the ability to help people for free and yet still make money along the way. When he isn't being an entrepreneur, he loves being outside or playing just about any sport that exists. In this episode, Spencer shared some lessons that all of us could learn from. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate you. And so we met through Funnel Hacking Live, where you were celebrating your award. And I looked into your business and I'm like, this is phenomenal what you've done because it's such a competitive niche and you've made a name for yourself. So that's why I wanted to have you on the show so you could share with the audience what you do, how you do it, how important the brand is for what you do, and just share whatever secrets you've got in terms of how you can help my audience and in terms of what your journey has been that would present some good lessons.
Okay. No, that should be easy.
Let's make that work. We're live and rolling. Yeah. So let's get on with this. So before you decided to come up with Buildapreneur, what were you doing before then? What was the life before Buildapreneur?
Oh man, what was life? There was no life before Buildapreneur. It was a lot of different things. So I talk a lot in some of the stories that I tell about college and how in my brain, when I was in college, just due to like the way I had been taught and stuff, I thought that the world was you either got a 9-to-5 job or you were homeless. Like I genuinely thought those were the two options in life. And so college, of course, was the solution. I struggled a lot in college, but I about halfway into college is when I kind of like this whole new world opened up, right? And in that way, I can relate to tons of people in that I tried tons of different things. Like I tried stock market, real estate, Instagram stuff, all kinds of different kinds of affiliate marketing and things like that. And Buildapreneur was the first time something actually like took off and exploded. And so now I'm just riding that train as it grows really quickly and trying to stay on it, basically.
So what exactly is Buildapreneur to you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because
the idea
because when he thinks through it, I'm just curious, like if you were to define it in one short little snippet, what is it?
It's to help entrepreneurs find passive income. So I love automation. In the beginning, it wasn't even affiliate marketing. It was just like automation in general, taking a business that's just eating up time, and finding ways to eliminate that time and automate and systemize and really create a lifestyle, an entrepreneur lifestyle instead of just like being an entrepreneur who works 20 hours a day. So that was where it was all founded on, and affiliate marketing became the easiest way for me to do that. And so I still do a lot of like training on what I originally talked about, but affiliate marketing became the easiest way for me to provide the free content and help people do that while still making money on the side.
What made you feel it was the right time for you to start something like that?
Oh, as soon as I heard about it. Yeah, I'm definitely on the side of the scale where when I hear about something, I do it like right then. And so I read the book. I've read some books and connected with some people, and just basically as soon as I heard about entrepreneurship and like kind of like the world of making money online, I instantly started to try things and do some of the things Buildapreneur does like that night. And then in terms of affiliate marketing, same thing. I heard about it, and by within that week, I was already trying things and buying courses and trying to run with it. So, yeah, that's just kind of my personality is like, as soon as something comes in my head, I have to do it right then. So
That's so cool. What was the book, the book that got you into this? I'm curious.
Yeah, sorry, it's Rich Dad Poor Dad by,
Really?
yeah, it's not affiliate marketing that it brought me into, but it brought me into the world of alternative income, basically, like, right, income not including your 9 to 5. He talks a ton about the quadrants and things like that, and it was like, oh, and he does a lot of investing, but there's also the other side of that business owner, and so he kind of pushed me into the world, and then in terms of affiliate marketing, it was actually a few podcast episodes by Pat Flynn that kind of steered me to settle on affiliate marketing.
It's fascinating. There's actually a lot more in common between us than I originally thought, because Rich Dad Poor Dad was my book. It was my
Oh, really?
I was a lawyer for I don't know how many years, a lot of years. And then I moved to Canada and had to start the whole thing again. And I was finding challenging to find employment as a lawyer after, I finished top of my class with my law school still, because of my prior experience, nobody wanted to hire me. And that's when I discovered Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that's how I started my firm. That's how Trademark Factory was born. And really, that's how I transitioned from being an attorney to being an entrepreneur. Right? Never looked back. So it's fascinating that it's the same book.
Yeah, and we took two totally different directions with it. But yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, wow. How'd you come up with the name?
Not that hard. So I sat there one day on a domain registrar and I wanted to incorporate entrepreneur something into it. Because my audience was entrepreneurs, and I typed in like 30 things, and I typed in Buildapreneur, and boom, there it was. And I was like, okay, bye. And now I've run with it.
So ClickFunnels, did you discover that before you came up with the idea, after? How much of what you learned from Russell formed what you became now with Buildapreneur?
A lot. So, I mean, he teaches funnels and stuff like that. And so a lot of what I do doesn't totally apply to what he teaches.
Mm-hmm.
But I have bought, so like the first book I ever bought from him was the .com Secrets. And similar to Rich Dad Poor Dad, it like opened up this whole world of like possibilities and things like that. And so he helps me a ton in basically teaching other people. Cause like what I love to do is teach other entrepreneurs. And what I specialize in isn't necessarily what a ton of them want to specialize in. I've got e-com guys and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I eat up everything Russell says because I can take that knowledge and really help some of these other entrepreneurs that are in those fields with it. And then I can make affiliate income as I do so, right? So as an affiliate, I teach things and then I make money as I refer to softwares. And so I'm able to teach a lot of what Russell teaches to my audience and then pull in money, bring in money as I refer them to ClickFunnels and other products of Russell's.
Right. Interesting. So where do you see Buildapreneur, let's say, 5 years from now? I know.
Yeah, I mean, I really want it. My goal is for it to be the best resource on the internet for entrepreneurs in terms of high quality, either low cost or totally free, valuable content and training. So we've already launched like 4 or 5 free courses. We have free courses on affiliate marketing, email marketing, Facebook bots, ClickFunnels, sales funnels. We've got tons of free courses, and we're able to monetize those solely via affiliate marketing, right? So throughout the courses, we refer them to products and softwares and all kinds of things. And so my goal for Buildapreneur is to really crush it in the space of, hey, brand new entrepreneurs can come here and we can help them. We can, you can learn pretty much anything for free through us as you start on your journey, and then we can send you to the right places to really, expand that knowledge and grow once you've chosen a field.
Do you see any resistance from people about, it's an affiliate link, I don't want to use affiliate link, you're trying to sell me something? Do you see any of that?
No. If you focus on if you provide enough value, right? So like my email marketing course, right, is like, it took me hours and hours, and I have like expert interviews in there and stuff like that. Like, it's a really high quality course and it's totally free. So I actually tell them straight up in the beginning, like, hey, the way I make money on this course is my affiliate links. That's how I do that. I'll be honest with you when I refer you to affiliate products. I'll be really open and tell you, and I will only refer you to products that I use or like or like have trusted, and in return, like, people are actually happy to do it, and I get messages probably every day I get a message from someone that says, hey, do you have an affiliate link for this? I'm going to go buy it.
And that's how you do it, right? You be upfront with them and provide value. And
yeah, because they really don't care as long as they trust you. My audience, I think everyone in my audience trusts me. They know that I'm not going to go out there and just like grab some random, high monetized offer that I can throw at them to try to make some money. Like they know that I'm not going to do that. And so they trust when I refer them a product, it's not for the money. I'm referring it to help them. And then the money is a side part.
How do people find you?
How do people find me? That's a good question. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now too. I was actually just doing a bunch of research and realized that a bunch of people are Googling Spencer Mecham. And I was like, oh, wow, people are Googling me. Yeah. So a lot of it is through things like your podcast. So a ton of people are coming into my site right now through various podcast interviews, YouTube interviews, things like that. So like influencer stuff. My own YouTube channel does really, really well. I get a ton of people in through that. And then probably the third biggest place is I have a Facebook group that grows organically. Facebook basically markets the group for me because it's a really active group.
Do you have an open group or you got a closed group? How do you structure that?
Yeah, well, you have to apply to join the group, and I do capture an email address to come into the group. So it's open, but you have to put in an email.
Now, that's something I've been struggling with in terms of growing a group on Facebook. Keep it open, keep it closed. If you keep it closed, then you can control, but then people can't join it. People can't share out of the group, which is probably my biggest pet peeve with closed group. You can't let people share the good stuff that you want them to share, but they can't.
So the way I typically do that is I'll like if I do lives or anything like that, I'll do them on my Buildapreneur page, and I'll have them be broadcasted into my group, but then they can share from that page. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. It's not like optimal.
Yeah, interesting. It's like I said, always looking for tips. How do you pick the topics? You said you've got 5 free courses. You've got some other courses. How do you go about picking the topics? Is there something like you've been struggling with and thought that it'd be nice if somebody had a course like that when you started out, or do you have to listen to the audience? Like, what's your process?
For the original 5 core ones, it's what I consider like the core to any business. Like every business needs traffic. Traffic comes to landing pages. Landing pages lead to sales funnels, and then the end of it is email automation, or now like messenger bots and things are kind of getting big. But so that was the idea, is like, okay, I want to teach the full spectrum so that they can see the big picture and then see the journey that someone comes on. And then some of it is it is the affiliate products, right? So if I really like an affiliate product and I want to push that affiliate product, then I'll create something around that affiliate product. So like the free email marketing course is built around Active Campaign. I really want to push Active Campaign. I think it's the best email autoresponder that exists. Mm-hmm. And so I build a whole course around it, and then I can push that course. And everyone that takes that course, if you really want to apply what I'm teaching, you're going to probably need Active Campaign, because a lot of it is on, a lot of these features and cool things that I teach only can happen inside of Active Campaign.
Right. Okay, that makes perfect sense. And then there's the affiliate link for that, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You've dealt with a bunch of great brands, I'm sure, both on the vendor side, like the people you're promoting, and also on the side of people who learn from you and apply what you taught them to their businesses. And also you got some experience with Buildapreneur itself. What do you think makes for a kick-ass brand?
That's what I'm kind of focusing on, a lot of that this year as well. I guess for me, it's stuff that makes you unique. So I've kind of been studying a lot of brands in the entrepreneur space, and one of the big ones I've watched is Steven Larson, if you're familiar with him. And he has phrases, so he has ways for groups to identify themselves, right? Like he's like the capitalist pigs is how he identifies his group. And he's got phrases like "it's Monday, baby," and so he's kind of building it around these concepts and these ideas, and that's kind of the same thing. You'll see like Russell Brunson has funnel hackers, right? So it's basically a way for people to identify themselves and come together. And then I think some kind of community is essential for a brand. So like my Facebook group is what I consider a community, and they know each other really well, and they like it's called Automation Nation, and they all build themselves. It's all about automation, and so I think it's all about like niching down, focusing, and then creating kind of this culture and stuff like that around that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty vague, I know, but I'm still figuring out branding as well.
Well, it's a journey, right? No matter how successful you are, it's still a journey.
Absolutely.
That's fascinating. So, what do you think will be your next step in growing Buildapreneur?
Yeah.
Like first I asked you about the 5 year. Now, what's the next thing? You know?
Yes, we're going in a couple different ways, but a big part of it is paid traffic. So I do a ton through organic traffic. Like I run paid traffic to some affiliate products and things like that, but very little of my brand has been grown through any paid traffic at all. It's all done through organic. Like I'm talking about YouTube and Facebook groups and things like that.
Right.
So this year we've got plans to scale into paid traffic, because obviously organic traffic is awesome and it's been super cool that it's free and it's growing so quickly free. But I can only scale so fast in the free traffic.
Does your paid traffic offer converts? Have you tested it yet?
No. So that's
because that's really the biggest challenge, right? Organic people, they kind of know you already. They know what to expect from you. Whereas throw cold traffic on your funnel, sometimes it's not as much as as sometimes it's not as hot as you'd expect it to be, right?
Yeah, my specialty is absolutely warm traffic. I'm really good at places like YouTube when you search engine marketing, basically. And so yeah, I have a course that I sell, and I have things that I do really well with in warm audiences, like crazy well organically. But yeah, I haven't. It's going to have to get revamped to really do well with someone that's never heard my name. So that's this year we're revamping not only the program but also the way I sell it, so that it's more cold traffic oriented.
That'd be fascinating to watch that. To watch, you take that next leap.
Yeah, I really want the 2 Comma Club award for selling a course. So that's, if you're familiar with that, that's why I'm doing that so hard.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Look, I run a trademarking company. I got to ask you this question: have you done anything to protect your brand? Have you any concerns that somebody may take this brand, use it some ways you don't like, and in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely have concerns. It's not something I've like.
I'm not trying to close you on trademark.
No. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just curious to see how your mind operates.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like that thing in the back of your mind constantly, like, dude, you're going to get hit one of the, one of these days something's going to happen. Are you ready? I'm like, no, but I'm like so focused on this other stuff, like that's the stuff that no one likes to talk about or think about. And so no, it absolutely, once a week, I'll see someone start stealing my YouTube videos or selling my course on some spammy website. And then it comes back to my mind like, oh man, you got to figure this stuff out. But
or do you have a team?
I have a very small team. So I've got 2 contracted employees that I use, and that's it.
Well, there's only so much time for you to think about everything, right?
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And as I grow, I'm sure that's a big part of growth is locking it, and is starting to think of that stuff. And I'm probably at the phase where it's time to start thinking of the legal aspects of everything.
Yeah, we can chat about it beyond the interview. Any advice in that direction? Again, that wasn't the goal of the interview, because I'm truly curious to see this trajectory, because a lot of entrepreneurs who start, they don't even know if anything good is going to come out of this, right? We read one book, we read another book. Oh, that's exciting. Let me try something. It works or it doesn't work. And then I try something else. Until one day, like, you wake up and like, I think this thing is working.
Yeah. And that's funny. Yeah, you say that, because that's exactly what's happening now, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like money's coming in like crazy. I got to figure out what to do. Like you never had plans in terms of like when you get the wealth, how to actually maximize the use of it, where to, investments and things like that, and taxes and how to deal with all that stuff. And like you said, legal. So as the brand starts to take off, I don't think anyone has ever really thought that far ahead, because they're still, they're just praying it actually makes some money. And then when it does, it's like this ding, you've got to start like, holy cow, what do I do with this money? Where do I put this money? how do I protect this money? Things like that. Yeah.
I always compare this to, there's a scene in Back to the Future Part 1 when Doug goes like, do you know what this means? This means I finally invented something that works.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
Like we worked so hard trying to build something, building it, and then oh, I think it works.
Yeah. I'm rich. What do I do? Exactly. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, this stupid machine works.
Yeah. Now what?
Yeah, interesting. It's fascinating to see this transition from somebody who's just so excited about building something to like, oh, it's built. Now I just have to make it stronger, make it better, make it, do things that I never thought it could do, but I always hoped to, I always dreamed to.
Yeah. No, and as you grow, it starts to get a little frustrating because all the things that you loved doing, you start to lose having time for all those because you're so busy doing all these other things and managing people and things like that. And so it starts to get frustrating because like the things that I really like to do, sit down and film a bunch of YouTube videos, I run out of time and don't have time to do all that stuff that I really liked from the very beginning.
Interesting. It'd be very curious to see what you're going to be up to, let's say 2-3 years from now, as this thing grows and becomes a real business, right? Rather than at some point every business is a side hustle, and then you're like, that's what I'm going to be doing for quite a bit.
It's the hustle, yeah. Hey, you and me both, man. I have no idea where it's going to be in 2 to 3 years.
You're planning to start something else, like as a parallel side hustle to get motivated, or are you planning to just put your entire focus in this in Buildapreneur? What do you think?
Really, really want to focus on this. So like potentially getting into apparel, but everything I want to do, I want to build under the Buildapreneur brand. I think that's just I think that's the better way to do business, is to focus like that. But kind of the same way I did Buildapreneur was basically I learned stuff and then I taught it as I learned it. And so I would like to start one more company. It's going to be called Wealth Hacks. It's actually already in the process of being created, but it's teaching entrepreneurs. So Buildapreneur, the goal is to teach entrepreneurs, from beginning to actually like making money. Your business is going, you quit your job. And then the Wealth Hacks one is kind of the same situation I'm in now. Like, well, what now? Like, what do I do? It's making money. How do I, what do I start doing with this money? How am I smart with this money?
Right.
And so that's the idea, is a second business that just focuses on that aspect of it. And that's in the process right now because that's what I'm learning right now. So I would love to be able to teach it and help other people in that same journey.
Same industry, just different target like that.
Yeah. This one's more like investment and taxes and, things like that, which no one cares about when they're in their beginning stages of being an entrepreneur. Like, that's not on their brain. So that's why it's kind of not under this brand right now.
Right.
Most new entrepreneurs, like taxes is not on their mind because they're not paying taxes because they're not making money. They're just starting out. But then they see success and suddenly that's when like, holy cow, what do I do,
Yeah, and there's always this moment when you're like, I wish I'd done it earlier.
Yeah.
Never think about it earlier because you don't believe that this could go up to the success level that you want so fast, right?
Yeah, and you can only focus on so many things at once. If your brain's doing taxes and investments and at the same time trying to start the business that's actually going to bring them in, it's hard to focus on all that.
Yeah. So if there were 3 lessons that you would have liked to somebody teach you before you started this business, what would be the 3 things you wish you had known before you started?
I wish someone would have taught me to systemize better, which is kind of like what I like to teach now, to basically the cycle of learn something, like learn something from somebody else, like take someone who's done it, learn it from them, apply it and really master it, and then systemize it and then move on to another thing. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. And if I'd have seen that in the beginning, I think I could have I'd be a lot further along now than I was, because I'd get stuck in the learning or I get stuck in the doing, but never systemizing. And so I'd just be churning out, working so hard and stuff like that. But once you systemize, then you can start hiring and things like that and move on to other parts of your business. And so yeah, that simple process of learn, master, systemize, start over on something else. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. The second thing is, I was just talking to a guy about this. I would create more content. If I could start over again in the beginning, I would have focused more and more of my time on just creating content, more and more content, because you get more comfortable with it. And honestly, you learn a ton as you create content. And then obviously a good portion of your income is very, very related to the amount of content you're able to put out on the internet.
Yeah. And especially when in the beginning, you have all the time in the world because you don't have clients to serve, right? And producing content is, great advice. Yeah.
Yeah. And so many people get stuck, and I still get stuck in this. I'm like, well, I've got to get the whole business set up, and I got the funnel and the emails, and I got to get everything set up and running before I can push any content out. But then there's always another thing when you're thinking that way, there's always something else to push the content back another week or month. And so even now and in the beginning, that's what I wish I could do is just, hey, who cares? Just throw something up, start putting out content, and you can fix the funnels and the emails along the way once you start having people that actually come in and see them.
That's great advice. Number 3?
Oh, that was only 2. Number 3 would be invest in yourself. I struggled with that a ton in the beginning too. I think some people invest in themselves too much. They don't spend enough time like actually trying things and learning that way. But a lot of people just can't get past the idea of like, oh, why would I ever pay that guy $500 to learn this when I can Google it and it's all on the internet, And it's like, yeah, it is, but you're just not going to Google it. Or if you do Google it, you're not going to find it in a succinct enough way that it makes sense. And, you very quickly will lose the $500 that you saved on not buying a course in learning the lesson yourself. I think of every time I haven't bought a course on something, whether it's Facebook ads or whatever it is, I lose that money either in time spent learning the lesson myself or in actual money learning the lesson by blowing the money on something that that course would have taught me not to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, just invest in yourself and you'll avoid a ton of errors and be able to dramatically increase the speed at which you move.
I think in combination with the first one, that's the perfect strategy, right? Invest in learning stuff, apply it quickly, and then systemize it.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So before we wrap this up, what's the number one thing that people should, that my audience should consider you to go to Buildapreneur, to learn, to get out of you? What's the number one thing they should consider you for, and how should they find you?
Well, there's tons of good free stuff. So buildapreneur.com/free. If you're interested in email marketing, sales funnels, anything like that, you can go there and get totally free courses on doing all those. If it's affiliate marketing that you're interested in, that's like the one thing I actually charge money for. Because say it again.
As a service?
Well, not as a service, I sell a digital course on basically how I do everything that I do. Mm-hmm. That took a ton of time to put together, so we do charge for that. I have a webinar that talks a lot about basically how I've done what I've done with the ClickFunnels and other programs. It basically talks through the system. Obviously, I can't teach everything in a single webinar, but it goes through the big picture of what I've done to get where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. And that's at if you just go to my homepage, everything will eventually send you to that webinar. So
buildapreneur.com/free or just buildapreneur.com.
Yep, one of those 2 places, and that's everything I've got. You'll get there from there.
And it's a good brand, easy to remember, right?
It should be.
Good. Well, look, thank you so much for sharing this with my audience. I think there's a lot of great nuggets here to take from your journey and from your lessons and what you've shared, and really appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Good stuff.
Spencer and I would love to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from Buildapreneur's story? What are you going to implement in your business? Leave your comment below and share this interview with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to be the first to receive updates about new episodes. And if you think you deserve to be on the show because you have a kick-ass brand, email us at next@kickassbrandshow.com. It's next@kickassbrandshow.com. See you in the next video.